Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Black Moon Astro. This is Meg. Today I'm wearing red, and as you can see, I've got my little my little, what do you call him, snowman in the background because it's Christmas in just a few weeks time. And I know that it's going to be difficult for many of us because of the pandemic, but with the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction happening in Aquarius, welcoming the age of Aquarius, honestly, I can't think of a better way for the age of Aquarius to make itself felt than by forcing us to connect through the internet. Well, the topic today is going to be about love. But more specifically, I want to talk about fated love. The kind of love where you can't explain why you're in love. You feel drawn to them, or you feel like you've known them forever, you've known them before. There are certain parts of a chart that give this feeling between two people. The nodes of the moon carry with them a very profound and mystical and powerful connection between two charts. And when you meet people whose nodes connect to certain parts of your chart, you feel drawn to them. You feel you could be obsessed with them. You could feel like you can't get enough of them, or you need them, or you'll die without them, or there's some connection from before and you just feel like you've known them forever and they're your best friend, or you click instantly. These nodes that merge together the energies of the sun, the earth, and the moon. So you can imagine how powerful that would be on us. It defines our destiny, it defines our karma, our dharma, our connection and purpose in this lifetime. So with regards to the relationships that we have and the people that we meet romantically, well, the nodes determine just how strong and how drawn we are to some people. So let's start with Rahu. Rahu is the Vedic name for the North Node. And the reason I refer to it as Rahu is not because I use Vedic astrology, but because when I listen to how Vedic astrology describes Rahu, they've created an entire archetype. You know, they understand the power of Rahu in their interpretations. And when I looked at my chart and the charts of my clients, and I observed the behavior of the North Node, it's far more than just your destiny. There's so much more to the nodes of the moon than what we've assigned. As I was saying, in Vedic astrology, they've created an entire archetype for Rahu and Ketu. And the North Node and South Node are, the North Node is the head of the dragon, and the South Node is the headless body and tail of the dragon. And if you look at the North Node from that perspective, in love relationships, then whatever the North Node wants, it wants, and it can be obsessive. If it makes a strong aspect to the sun, the moon, the ascendant sign, the descendant sign, Venus or Mars on a chart, sometimes even the vertex, it depends, but these connections in a chart with Rahu create that kind of obsessive, you can't have enough of them, you want to see them all the time, you want to devour them, you want them so bad. It's very intense, and It's superficial in many ways because Rahu is an illusion. And so when you meet someone and your Rahu or North Node connects with them powerfully, it's going to be a very lustful, obsessive kind of attraction. And the reason I say it's an illusion is because, like I said, the dragon's head without a body. So whatever it takes in, whatever it devours, it's never satisfied. There's no stomach to satisfy. So it just pours out. So what happens is you just keep wanting more and more and more and more of it. And it can be very unhealthy. And in these types of relationships, there's always a lesson. See, all these planets, all these nodes are working together to teach us lessons. That's why I always say, we take from the wisdom of the cosmos. And with the nodes of the moon, particularly with the North Node, what it has to teach us is that sometimes we have these desires that we think will fulfill us. We think it's what's going to make us happy, and we want it so much, and we chase our dreams, and we chase the person, and we just have to have it. And we realize when we have it, it's empty. We're never satisfied. It's never enough. So it's illusory. It's a lesson in self-control, in restraint, in discerning, and really understanding what it is we're chasing after. Is it really what's going to fulfill us? The other side of the coin, which is the South Node or Ketu, this is the headless body and tail of the dragon. So it's like a blind man, when they say when you have no sense of sight, the rest of your senses are heightened. So this is the South Node and Ketu. It's very sensitive to everything around it. So it represents a person in love relationships that you already feel you know, whom you've known from a past life, whom you've known forever. And it's a strong connection, but it's familiar. It's imprinted in the body, in the body's memory. So these types of connections are like been there, done that. When you meet a person who aspects your South Node or your Ketu with the Sun, the Moon, Venus, Mars, or the vertex, or any the ascendant axis or descendant, then this is when you feel it most powerfully. And you're really going to immediately click with this person. You're going to have lots of things to talk about. It depends. If it's Mars, then there would have been conflict from a past life. If it's Venus, you would have been married in a past life and have unfinished business in this lifetime. So what Ketu is here to do is to teach us how to accept the repercussions of our past actions. It's about accountability. And many times these relationships have a lot of karmic debt. So what the South Node is trying to get us to do is to pay our karmic debt, to accept our responsibility, and to be accountable for our past actions, to work it out in this lifetime, and also to detach. Because Ketu is about detachment, letting go of things of the past, resolving them, and moving forward. Now, in relationships, usually when two partners meet and have karmic debt to pay, once the issues have been resolved, the couple, they drift apart. It starts off very strong and connected, and then it fades. It depends. If you're looking for a more spiritual connection, then a Ketu or South Node connection in a Synastry chart would be more fulfilling. If you're looking for excitement, then the North Node or Rahu is the kind of relationship you're looking for. Needless to say, both have important lessons to teach us. Rahu teaches us, or the North Node teaches us, that chasing illusions and desires obsessively will lead us to an empty life, to being unfulfilled. Whereas Ketu teaches us that getting stuck in the past is not going to help us either, that we must transcend the past by paying our karmic debt and learning from the past and moving on. So both nodes have very important lessons for us to learn, and when we do meet people like this that we fall in love with, we find ourselves in relationships with, then learn the lesson. Not all North Node and South Node relationships last. It all depends on other aspects in the chart, like connections to Saturn, ascendant. Anyway, to really know how the relationship is going to turn out, you're going to need several charts to be drafted, and you need an astrologer to do that reading for you. But just the South Node and North Node connections alone to the Sun, the Moon, the axis, ascendant, descendant, or Venus and Mars, and sometimes the vertex, will determine just how powerfully you're going to feel for the person and what the nature and purpose of that relationship is going to be. So that's it for today. I'll be posting more every now and then about love, different aspects in the chart.